So sometimes we need to update data in our database. Just getting it in is one thing, but to keep it current, we have to keep it updated. So let's take a look at how we would update data in our MySQL database. Now, before we do, there's something I need you to be aware of. MySQL has a safe update feature that can sometimes cause problems when you try to do updates. And that safe update feature, if you're in the MySQL Workbench, if you go to Edit, Preferences, and then SQL Editor and scroll down, you're going to see right here, Safe Updates. It rejects updates and deletes with no restrictions. So sometimes you may run into situations where you try to do an update or a delete that's unrestricted and it might give you an error. In order to solve that, you uncheck this, hit OK, and then you have to close out and then reopen the MySQL editor in order for that to work correctly. All right, we've got a couple of updates we want to do. We're going to walk through them and we're going to see if we trip over that feature or not. So like with our insert, if I'm doing updates, I find it better to work with a select query. So I want to select the data and then I'm going to change it to an update query after I've made sure that I've selected the right data. So here's what I've got. I want to select asterisk from country underscore capital where country code equals VAT, which is going to be our Vatican City. All right, and immediately I have an issue here. So, country code, well, that's because it's not country underscore code. There we go. All right, now I want to change the country name to, I'm just going to say Vatican City instead of Holy See, Vatican City State. So now that I've got my where clause down, now I can turn this into an update clause. So I want to update, and then I'm going to set the table that I'm updating, which is country capital, country underscore capital. So I'm going to update country underscore capital, and I'm going to set country, and then I want to specify what I want it to be. Equals Holy City. Actually, let's make that Vatican City. Vatican City. And then I want to leave my where clause in place. So here's the two parts of your update. So update and then what table you're going to update, and then set is what you want to change. And in this case, I'm setting the country to Vatican City. Now I'm updating text here. I could also update numbers. I could do calculations and have it store calculated, whatever. Storing calculated value is not something that I want to do, but I could do, let's say I want to take the population up by 10%, something like that. Okay. And then that where clause is what sets your condition. This is where this is going to happen. So if I didn't put in that where clause, it would apply the Vatican City. It would set every country named Vatican City. Now, if this works correctly, I get right here an update, one row affected. Let's see if it works. So I want to select asterisk from country underscore capital where country code equals VAT, and that now reads Vatican City. Okay, perfect. Now, here's something else that's interesting. I have no district defined. I wonder if I have that somewhere else. Now, this is actually this is not just a standard dash. So I'm just going to right click and copy that value. Actually, let me do a Control C to copy just the value. There we go, copy field, that'll do it. So I want to select asterisk from country where district equals, and then I'm going to paste that value right there. And do a select. And look, I have several of those. Okay, what if I wanted to change that where I wanted to say the district equals unknown? Now this is going to let me do a mass update as well. So I'm going to update with only one P in update. Update country underscore capital. There we go. And I want to set the district to equal, and I'm just going to type unknown instead. Or actually, let's do not applicable because that's probably a little more accurate. Not applicable, where the district is a dash. And so I execute, and look at my little note here. You are using a safe update mode, and you tried to update a table without a where clause that uses a key column. To disable safe mode, go to blah, 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 blah. All right, so this is what we were talking about, that safe update, because I didn't use a primary key in my criteria. I'm doing a district. I need to change that. So I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, SQL Query Editor, and I'm going to uncheck Safe Updates. And be aware, by the way, Microsoft's SQL Server and Oracle do not have that feature. Now, I need to close my workbench and reopen it in order for this to take effect. So I'll reopen workbench. There we go. Reconnect. And now let me try to execute it. Oh, whoops. Because I did that, I didn't know which database I was doing. Use world. I'll go ahead and add that into semicolon as well to be official, and execute. And now it says I have 13 rows matched. Okay, let's see if it worked. So I'm going to select asterisk from, asterisk not 8, from country capital where district equals, and I'm going to change that to not applicable. And execute. And there we go. They now all have NA instead of just a simple dash. Okay, so there are a couple of, I lost my train of thought. There are a couple of different ways that we have used the update query. And this is what we're going to do anytime we're trying to update data to keep it current, to whatever. It's not inserting new data. That we're going to talk about in a subsequent video. So we're not inserting new data, but what we are doing is we are updating data in order to keep it current.